Alright everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the F123 Driver Career Mode with Alpine. This is episode number 60 today, the Japanese Grand Prix of Season 4. You missed the previous episode at Singapore. You can go and check the one out, although it was a bit of a disaster. Not just for me, but also the two McLarens, who both DNF'd. And, that's allowed the chasing pack, George Russell, Yuki Tsunoda, who won that race, to close in as well. But yes, moving to a bit of R&D. The last time we're going to really see R&D in this career mode, ultimate tyre upgrade. That's pretty much all we've got left. There is one engine upgrade, but that comes from Renault, not me, so I've got no authority on that. So yes, obviously our previous upgrade has come in. It's a little bit annoying, as I've said, about R&D compatibility, because we're pretty much maxed out. We're not going to be the best team on paper on this line grid, which again I spoke about in the the game news video uploaded yesterday. But yeah, other than that, McLaren and Red Bull pretty much swapping about with Aston Martin these days. Mercedes also bringing an upgrade as well to Japan. So yes, as we jump then into qualifying for the first time this week, because of course Tuesday's video we didn't do qualifying driving the Show Grand New in the F124 mod. If you haven't seen that video, then you can of course go and check the one out. But yes, Nick De Vries, I don't know why they're forecast together in this is qualifying, and well, De Vries may have had a bit of an off, and he's gone off into the gravel and has rejoined successfully as well. We are going to be getting a slipstream from a Red Bull who's just finished their lap as well. So we're going to get a bit of slipstream down the first straight as well. Bit annoying how that DRS automatically turns itself off into turn 1, even though you're not at the end of the zone there. It's very annoying. But yes, Suzuka's not the best track for me, and we are slightly falling down the order now. The first sector is really where you lose time to the AI. But as we come through then into the end of the first sector, we are 2 tenths up on Zhou's best time for sector 1 as well. Now we've got to get past this Williams, who needs to get out the way. Come on, Williams, get out. Oh my goodness, we're going to have to send it. Why did they not get out the way? We've lost a bit of time there trying to get past the Williams. If that was real life, they would surely be getting a penalty for that, because that is outrageous from the Williams. I bet it's Sargent's as well. His AI is dopey as he is sometimes in real life. But anyway, we have had a good exit out of Spoon, 2 and a bit tenths up, and now we're going to head towards what Crofty called 180R. It's actually 130R. 2.5 tenths up now on the previous best time. Slightly slower though than Zhou through sector 2. And now we've got to have a good final sector where I have been the best against the AI through the final sector. Up to the line, it's actually a purple final sector as well, but it's only good enough for P10. 5 tenths off pole, that's not too bad actually. Teo's, is pretty close. Verstappen and Perez separated by 2 thousandths. Norris and Russell separated by 2 thousand. The top 6 are 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 really. So yes, well, we'll see what we can do. We're in the top 10, so it's a good starting mission. It's time for the race. So down the grid, race strategy for me is one stop, as it always is. Medium soft, I think that's the way to go. we're trying to gain that fastest lap point, I think. So that's the way to go, and try and get that as well. It's only, I know it's not the best, but it will be better later on in the race, hopefully. A few others doing it, although I don't know if Ocon and SAINZ are doing one stop into hards. 5 lights, and away we go. The Japanese Grand Prix. It's a poor start for Ocon. We're going to go through the middle of the Ferraris. It turns then along the outside of our teammate, and there's a bit of contact with our former teammate Carlos Sainz, who's gone off at turn 1 as well. Here's a replay then of this video. So obviously Ocon had the poor start. It's then 3 wide between myself and Porsche and Sainz, and you know, I don't really think there was much I could do there. I was in the middle. You know, wanted to get without really backing out fully. You can see where Porsche is, and then Sainz, excuse me, doesn't want to really back out there, you know. So I think that's slightly more on Sainz, but let me know what you think in the comments below. But we've just got to crack on with it. At the end of the day, I think it's just a racing incident partly. We're going to dispatch our teammate at the hairpin as well, although we will need to finish with a bit of VRS on the exit there as well. This is just the textbook move down the inside. Porsche only really saw us. You saw him doing that little jolt that the AI do. Sainz is, you see, is recovered. He's back though now as well. Now we're trying to catch up to Russell and the top 3, but the top 3 teams, Mercedes, 2 Red Bulls and 2 McLarens, slightly have too much pace. So yes, but saying that, Red Bull, of course, remember their tyre wear isn't great, and Perez has already dropped off from Verstappen, and Norris is unable to get past Perez there. So that is a huge bad for Mercedes. You know, this is bad news for Mercedes. Holding Norris up, it's holding Russell up. You know, they should really have both cars now in front of the 2 Red Bulls, and even again he's having to go at 130. This is playing into my hands beautifully, because that jumped lap 9. We brought Porsche with us as well, but we're now caught up to George Russell as well. We have DRS. Unfortunately, Russell has DRS as well. The straight is just not quite long enough here at Suzuka, so we're going to have to get inventive, I think, if we want to make an overtake, and it's the hairpin as well. We've gone way too deep this time. You can see the marbles there. Russell comes back on the outside, but we have the, you know, going deep gives us the better exit there. We're up to P6 now as well. We move on as well. Although Perez has gone wide, he's gone wide. He's off track. We're up to P5. Here's what happened to Perez then. So Norris was putting pressure on Perez to go. He was going down the inside. Perez broke too late for the corner and went straight off as well. Comes back on and he rejoins in P6. We've climbed up to Lando Norris now as well as Verstappen comes into the pits. Are we going to have a go at Norris? But I think this pit straight is too short for me to make an overtake, and it is. We have to set behind for now. Meanwhile, as we have a look, as people have made their pit stops, Alex Albon there only just coming out in front of Max Verstappen. So Verstappen's undercut has really worked for him well. So Verstappen will probably have jumped us, as has probably Norris, and there is Russell, who's got he's in front of Sergio Perez as well. We have been leading for a little bit. We jumped to lap 15. It's time to make our one and only stop. Nice even tyre wear, which is good. So I don't think we have lost time to some of the drivers, but you know, you can see the gap's only 13 seconds to Norris. This isn't the worst pit lane on the grid as well for losing pit stop time. So yeah, I think we're going to come out. I'm hoping to get out in front of Porsche. I was hoping to be further up than this and not P8, but yeah, there's De Vries as well, who, you know, he's come out of nowhere really to be P9. You know, the Ferraris don't know what's happened to Ocon. He was there as well. We're going to send it on Porsche. Absolutely send it. We can't be waiting about, especially his tyres at 10% now. You know, I need to get past, and hopefully for me we can catch up to the other ones. It was a dive bomb as you can see from Porsche, and he did have to take evasive action to not go into it. And SAINZ, well, I mean, after colliding with his turn 1, he's out the race with an engine failure. So, yes, unfortunate there for our former teammate in the Ferrari as well. But we now jump to lap 23. I've caught up to Russell and Perez. We're going to dive Russell here at the hairpin again, narrowly missing Perez. But Russell's going to come back at me, but no, we're able to out-traction Russell with the sauce. And now we're going to get in front of Checo Perez. Haven't been able to set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. That is annoying. But we are going to get Perez here, and it's a simple move. On the start finish straight, round the outside of turn 1, and I'm up to P5. As well, there's a replay of this move. As I say, getting the slipstream of Perez and then pulling out at the right time and then taking the racing line through turn 1, and Perez has no answer on those mediums. Annoyingly, we couldn't catch Verstappen nor Perez, nor Norris, as my tyres just went off in the end, 32% on the last lap. So we have to take P5. You know, a 1-2 for McLaren, that's not really helpful for me, you know, and I've said that we're not really fighting Piastri, but I am fighting Albon, and he finished P2 today. So yes, you know, it's probably the least amount of gains that I've made in a race all season, from only 5th to 10th as well. But Perez finishing P6 would be nice. I'm expecting a bit more from Teo there. Only P8, a bit disappointing. The two Astons did very well to jump Ocon in the end. So in terms of the Drivers' Championship, there's a gap between Albon is 16 points. Piastri's pretty much won this now, so there's no title defence for me, unfortunately. And you can see there it is close between the likes of Norris, Porsche, Verstappen and Perez. The two Ferraris could be there if they actually bothered to upgrade their car properly, but they're not. So there we go. And Mercedes have closed the gap on us to 4 points in the Constructors. This is really worrying as well. We'll be looking to open that gap back up at the next race, which is the Mexican Grand Prix. And hopefully that should be out tomorrow sometime. That is the plan of action. Brazil will be out next week sometimes because we got more F124 game news coming on Monday, so that'll be the plan to do the gameplay video then. And then the final two races, as I've been saying, we're on track for this. As I've said all along, 100% race at Portugal and Vegas. Those will be coming out into May as well. But yes, I'm disappointed with P5. I think we could have got at least a podium in front of Verstappen and Norris. You know, I think that, you know, obviously it didn't quite have the pace and the sauce that I was looking for. If we set the fastest lap, then I think we could have done it. But, you know, hindsight is a wonderful thing, and these strategies don't always work out, unfortunately, in Formula 1. It's like that in real life as well, unfortunately. But yes, that is where I'm going to leave it today's video. If you have enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, see plenty more F123 and F124 drive promo videos as when they come out. Until the next video, then, I'll see you next time. Take care, enjoy your day, and goodbye.